I've been writing for CIO Magazine since 1999, and in that time I have learned to establish trusted relationships with CIOs who tell me in very honest terms about their trials and tribulations, their triumphs and their challenges. This book, I believe, is different from other books on the market about IT leadership in that it is filled with honest stories told from CIOs who are in the trenches. In both my work with CIO Magazine and in my role as president of Heller Search Associates, an IT executive search firm, I have been talking to CIOs for 13 years now, and what has confounded me and perplexed me has been the fact that CIOs continue to face the same challenges that they faced over a decade ago, and in fact, with consumerization and cloud and mobility, those challenges are only getting more acute. What occurred to me after talking with CIOs for more than a decade is that the role suffers from a set of inherent contradictions that to me can only be conceptualized as a paradox. As CIO, you are intimately involved in every facet of your company's operations, and yet IT is often considered separate and removed from the business. IT can make or break a company, and yet corporate boards rarely employ CIOs. You were hired to be strategic, and yet a year later you find yourself spending all your time putting out operational fires. As I was conducting interviews for this book, I discovered that there were certain attributes, philosophies, approaches, and traits that all of the CIOs with whom I spoke held in common. I collected these behaviors, traits, and attributes in my final chapter, which I call the Breaking the Paradox checklist. On the Breaking the Paradox checklist, readers will find some familiar attributes like communication and relationship building. But there will be some surprises as well. For example, develop patience. Be a chameleon. Learn to sell the foundation of your infrastructure. We are currently at an inflection point where our entire computing paradigm is shifting underneath our feet. CIOs and their teams are going to face a dizzying array of business demands, the likes of which they have never seen before. The CIO Paradox will help its readers navigate the rough waters of IT leadership that will be with us for at least the next 10 years.